Still life is the work that was made during COVID, where life really stood still. And we really had the opportunity to notice the everyday things, from birds to the movement of the leaves on the trees to different types of people from different walks of life walking through a space. We wanted to create an oasis of sorts that almost looked like plants that had sprouted from the ground. It's located at Duxton Plain Park at the beginning of the entrance at Yan-Kit Road. I think what we really liked about the site was it almost acted like a junction.
If you look at from one angle is Pinnacle, and just across the road where the HDB buildings and the old flats are there. The older generation of 𝘭𝘭 and the newer generation cross each other's paths every day. This is where they converge.
Once we had finalized the location, we started to analyze the various vantage points and the access points. We like to work with different materials that are shiny, that are bright, that transition during the day. We knew we wanted to work with mirror and we wanted to highlight the different aspects of the park. So that process really was about figuring out where we wanted to place those mirrors. Part of that process also included bringing a lot of those materials to site to see what works within those conditions. We have one mirror facing the bench. We have another mirror which is angled up towards the temple. We also have another mirror which is angled towards the entrance of where that path starts along the park. And then another mirror that's angled towards the outdoor gym. We spent a lot of time on site narrowing down the visuals that we wanted people to see. There were groups of elderly doing their Tai Chi classes just in front of the outdoor gym area, and there were dance classes too, and we were hoping to highlight that, which is also why we have a mirror facing that direction. We even installed a mirror that is flat, and as you look up and you see the clearance of the sky, you also see the visual of the ground. So in the installation itself, we have various types of panels and finishes. We always like to consider what it looks like under natural daylight, under the sun, under rain conditions, and also under artificial light conditions. We worked with a anodized metal, which is the rainbow type of texture that you see on the finish. So if you stand in one position, it may look purple, but then as you shift, it may change into blue. We also work with dichroic film and different layers of tinted glass. So with dichroic film, it shifts in color depending on where you stand. And that was an idea that really came from the topic of analog filters. We live in a very social media age, and we wanted to try and reflect and continue that language. We wanted to create an analog type of visual that our audiences could use as documentation of themselves to create these framed portraits, which is also another idea behind what still life is about.
Dichroic film is also a very unique material in a sense where if you position in certain angles, you can actually see through the back. But in a certain angle, it reflects what's behind you. We position in a way where when you see through is Pinnacle, but when you reflect is the HDB in the back, a contrast of the old and new.
EPDM, it's a rubber mulch that you will typically find on playgrounds all over the world. It has a very bouncy feel to it, and it's just really fun. The mound was installed as a way to invite audiences to sit down, and as you sit on it and you look up, we have 2 layers of circular panels. The first layer is dichroic, followed by the second layer, which is a reflective mirror. And the outcome of what that is visually is almost a distorted visual of seeing double, which plays on the whole filtering idea. We want to make art accessible to all. And how we do that is to create lots of shiny finishes and luminescent textures on the work, hoping that they will look deeper into the work and also then notice the small things that we have highlighted on the work itself through these reflections, to stop and pause and really be there in the present.